Israeli gunfire across the territory. In the worst single incident, a UN aid convoy in northern Gaza was met by what it called a massive crowd of hungry civilians who, the UN says, were shot at. The Israeli military said soldiers had fired warning shots to remove an immediate threat, and it disputed the claim that 67 Palestinians had been killed. If correct, that figure would mark this as one of the bloodiest incidents yet in repeated violence as Palestinians search for food for their families. The BBC, like other international news organisations, is prevented from reporting from inside Gaza by Israel. So Yolande Nell sent this report from Jerusalem, and a warning, there are distressing images in her report.
Weak and hungry, but in the dangerous wasteland of northern Gaza, these men returned triumphant today, with sacks of flour from the UN to feed their families. Tell the world, this man says, we got this flour by risking our lives, our blood. But dozens lost their lives, and even more were rushed in wounded to this Gaza City hospital. Short on all medical supplies, doctors called the scenes catastrophic. Witnesses described Israeli forces opening fire. We saw the trucks approaching, so we moved towards them. They started shooting. We raised our hands like this, says Mokhie Zitouna. We were running and signalling that we had nothing, that we were peaceful. Then they started shooting at us. The latest bloodshed, added to UN figures, brings the number of Palestinians reportedly killed waiting for aid over the past 2 months to around 1,000. Israel's military says that in the latest incident, its soldiers felt threatened by a large crowd and fired warning shots. Further south, new evacuation orders from the army panicked tens of thousands of Palestinians around the city of Deir al-Balah. Soon, people here began to flee, fearing that Israeli ground troops could now be preparing to enter this area for the first time in the war. They threw leaflets at us, and we don't know where we're going, says Adi Abu Kines. We don't have shelter or anything. Holding up empty pots and dishes, Gazans want their desperation heard. Most are displaced and surviving on 1 meal a day, if that. Malnutrition is rising.
We want the war to end and the crossings to open. We want the Palestinian people to live a normal life. We want food and water to be brought in.
But for now, the handouts remain pitifully small, and there's still no breakthrough in indirect talks between Israel and Hamas on the truce and hostage release deal, which so many are hoping for.